I've been wondering, have any one of you been labeling yourself this? I'm just not the studying type. And I believe a lot of you have been hearing this from a lot of students, especially nowadays, right? They just say that I'm not the studying type, and I cannot just be like anybody. And there are many other ways to success, and study is not the only way. And even a lot of parents nowadays would just say that, I just want my children to be happy, and there are many ways that they can succeed, and academic is just one of the ways. But unfortunately, this is not an option for me growing up. So I was made to believe that I was the most stupid person in this world, and I was useless, and I contribute nothing to the world. And I'm just like a rubbish. So, and maybe you might say, no, it's not that you are contributing nothing to the world, but I actually contribute burden to anybody. So everybody will just think that I'm just a burden. My parents will always think that they need to keep on consistently reminding me and do a lot of things. And also, now I've been disturbing a lot of people, and I'm just a trash. And in fact, I'm also being labeled as a trash worm. And in Chinese, we call 垃圾虫. And where trash worm belongs to? Yeah, right, in rubbish bin. So I was even placed in a rubbish bin during class lessons. And my classmates have been sharpening their pencils while I'm standing in the rubbish bin. They have been throwing their plastic bags after finish eating, and also their bottles and cans after they finish drinking. And those are my childhood. But today, I don't believe about that, about myself anymore. So what have changed? What gives me the courage to stand here today and also to do what I do? So my name is Dr. Aevent. I'm a licensed and registered psychologist and also a psychotherapist. And also the director of Grace Space Mental Health Services. So I would like to encourage all of you. Please do not give up your passions and your goal, and continue to pursue it, and don't let all the negative past experience to affect you. So while we cannot change what happened in our past, but we can change how our past experience actually affect us, so that it do not hold us back and do not stop us from pursuing our goal. And today, I would like to deliver this very powerful concept, which is called, it's not about what happened to us in the past, but it's about what happened within us along the way and in our mind. So based on my life experience and 8 years of professional experience as a counselor, I've been helping a lot of people overcoming their struggles and also heal from their traumas and pain, and of course, find a better way to improve themselves and learn more about themselves. So I would like to summarize it into 3 small little tips today for you so that you can apply. So I call it the 3 C's. And these 3 C's are not cash, condominium, or cars. While all this can give you happiness, I agree, but all this doesn't really change how your past negative experience impact you today. So these 3's that you can do to change your past negative experience is change, chance, and check. So I believe all of you know by now that we are not immune to all the struggles and difficulties in life, and sometimes this experience can be very intense and we feel like giving up. And eventually all this experience will become a negative past experience to us, right? We are reminded about what are the things that we failed, what are the things that we look down upon, and the judgment that people give it to us, right? But what happens if you continue to press on? You focus on what you need to do. You find many different ways to overcome your problems and finally achieve your goal. How do you feel? You feel like it's all worth it. All the sweat's worth it. Like what Joanne shared this morning. Regardless of all the past experience, you just need to go through it, reach it, believe in yourself, and try to achieve your goal. And you will feel that all this negative past experience is just a stepping stone to your success. And this is a primary example of you can actually change the meaning of your past experience by reaching the goal, by continue to pursue your dream. Just like what Thomas Edison mentioned. I did not fail 1,000 times, but the light bulb was invented in 1,000 steps. That's why nowadays there are so many methods and strategies around how to cope with the stress, and also the mindset, and also the philosophy of how you can stay resilient and persistent in order to reach the goal. Because reaching the goal, reaching where you want to be, it's very important. This will actually replace and also make sense of what you have gone through. And of course, don't forget about building a very good support system so that you guys will support each other, you are not lonely, and also you don't need to live by yourself and face the world by yourself. You are not alone, and everybody is here. And this is the first tip I would like to share with you, which is you can change the meaning of your past experience. And I know maybe some of you here might be thinking, what if I can never achieve my goal, right? No matter how much effort I put, I can never achieve. Or maybe I'm just not capable enough. I'm just not good enough that I can achieve this goal. Then how can I stop this negative past experience to affect us, right? So I believe some of you have heard about this quote called, failure is the mother of success. So in Chinese, we call it 失败是成功之母, right? So while we can't actually achieve our goal, but all this experience can actually allow us to have a chance to learn from all this experience. There are a lot of valuable experience, a lot of valuable lessons that we can learn from this experience. For example, maybe there are many different ways you can do, and you should not do in the same way again and again. Maybe you can change a different way so that you can achieve an even higher result, or you can finish it even faster. So there are many things you can learn from your experience. And I call it, the past negative experience actually give you a chance to learn. So based on my past few years, these recent years, I have been actively working with couple and marriage issues, and these are the two most common complaints that I've got. So the first one is from the guys, how can I stop her from nagging me? So gentlemen here, do you think that this resonates with you, and do you experience this? If yes, can you please clap your hand? Do you think that no? Can they just stop nagging me and my mom and my wife and my girlfriend? Can they just stop nagging me? Right? So this is one of the most common complaints. And how about the girls? No, these are the most common complaints from the girls. How can I get him to take more initiative? Right? Yes, clap your hand. Yes. Why is he not taking any initiative? Or why is he not taking initiative as the beginning when they are pursuing me? So they don't love me anymore? Or is it because they have changed already? So why can't they just take initiative, right? So let me tell you, so no matter how much effort you put into convincing each other, can you please stop nagging? I already know. Can you please stop doing that? Can you please stop reminding me? I already know. Or keep on telling that person, can you put in more initiative? Our relationship needs to spark, okay? So we need to do something more romantic and more intimacy. So no matter how much you explain or convince, you only result in frustration, right? So just to cut the long story short, so what we usually learn from the session is, the guys, you might need to take note, yeah? So why not you just try to understand where they are coming from and why is it so important to them, why they keep on repeating it again and again. And ladies here, say yes if you agree with me, okay? Do you think that all the ladies here enjoy nagging you and want to nag you every day? No, right? No, right? Correct. So you don't actually enjoy and you're not happy. Of course, you don't want to nag, right? So all the gentlemen, let's try to understand where they are coming from. Why is it so important to them? And if you really understand, you know why you're going to do it affect them and how you can make them feel better and more secure or even more happy, they will really appreciate it so much. How about the ladies? You also need to take note, huh? This is also very important, huh? Or the one who clapped just now, okay? Take note, huh? So instead of always focus on what you like, where you want to go, what you enjoy, why not we also take one step forward to understand what the guys like, right? Where they want to go, what they like to eat, what are the activities they like to do, correct? So it's not always about you, but also about them. So if you try to understand, based on past experience, what they like to do, what they like to eat, where they like to go, and you also suggest those kind of places, and you also willing to go those places, I think naturally they will take more initiative instead of always go to a place where you want to go, right? So these are a couple of tips that you would like to take note, and this is the example of what I mentioned just now. You can learn from your past experience. So instead of always focus on what you are not happy with or what the other person never do, we should focus more on what you actually want and also what you actually need, and to come up from the perspective of more constructive way to encourage one another instead of pointing fingers. Can you stop nagging, or can you take more initiative? Right? But realistically speaking, life is not always about reaching your goal, getting what you want. And sometimes, based on our experience, we will learn that this might not be the one for us, or maybe this is not the direction that we actually want. For example, maybe the friendship that you are in, or maybe the workplace that you are in, or maybe the course that you are taking, or even the partner that you are dating. Based on your experience, maybe you might learn that this might not be the one, right? So what you need to do is really reflect, really learn from your experience, face it, accept it, and maybe do something about it. So what I'm trying to say is, it's also about the chance to learn who you really are, what you really want, and what kind of lifestyle and what kind of people you want to mix with. So this is the second tip I would like to give you. So sometimes, even if you're on the right track, you are doing something that you really like, and you know that it's going to work, and you reflect a lot, you're a very reflective person, and you know that, okay, I've learned everything that I can, I'm very confident. But sometimes, you will be distracted by your own negative emotions, especially when it happens again and again, or you are very tired already, keep on need to changing strategies and methods, keep on motivating yourself to continue to be on track. And what you will feel is, you will start to feel stuck, right? If it happens again and again, you start to feel stuck. And then you will start to drown by all the complaints. Like you will start to think, only if that person put a bit more initiative, only if I'm a bit smarter, only if I'm not in this course, or only if I never did that mistake. So you start to feel with some complaints, and the more struggles that happen, the more problems that happen again and again, the more you will feel with complaints. And what's the next thing's going to happen? You're going to feel very exhausted, start to want to feel like giving up. But you know that this is very important. I should not give up. I should persist. I should be resilient and continue to go on, right? And lastly, what's going to happen is you start to feel very uncertain. Is it really where I want to go? Or you will even start to feel anxious. Oh my God, maybe worse things that could even happen. Maybe I'm going to waste my life, and all my peers are improving and progressing in their life, and I'm just here. What if I'm just never going to get it? Right? All these anxious will keep on happening. But I would like to reassure you, all these experiences are real, and it's normal. And it's valid, because we are all human, and we all have emotions. And the more effort you put, the more you're going to pursue your passions, the more you'll feel all this. But you need to remind yourself, do not be distracted by all these negative past experiences while they are real, and don't allow all these negative emotions to dictate your next step. So what you can do instead is to check your intention. What I'm trying to say is to check whether what you're doing and thinking right now is aligned with what you initially thinking and where you are going. Because when you check your intention, you will make sure that this is the line where you want to go, instead of being distracted by the mosquitoes, the snake in between, or even the farmhouse, the cows there, But make sure that you are still walking on the path. So let me share with you one experience from my personal life. So the first half of my PhD experience was really terrible, very bad, not because of the course, not because of the supervisor, or even the university. And it's all about me. So me overthinking, feeling overwhelmed and very sensitive, and I always feel that I'm not good enough, I'm just useless, especially every time after I submitted my draft after I attend my supervision, after I finish my presentations, or even some examinations and thesis defense and proposal defense, right? I got all the feedbacks. I realized that I made a lot of mistakes. There are a lot of changes I need to make. And in fact, I even redo my whole PhD proposal. I feel so terrible, and maybe this is just not for me. So I break down many times. I feel like I want to give up so many times. But what happened is my supervisor asked me this one very important question. So my supervisor asked me, Aevent, so do you remember the intention of you signing up this program? Is it to show the world that you are really good? So when you submit your exams, when you submit your draft or even your assignments, or when you stand on here to give speech, do you expect that everybody will stand up and praise, think that you are the best in the world? Is that what you are expecting? And you expect that when you do a presentation, all the examiners and all the professors will just say that, oh, you are excellent and no changes need to be made. Is that what you are initially intend to expect? After I give some time, I think about it. Of course, no, right? The reason why I take PhD is I want to improve myself. I want to be a better person. I want to learn how to write in a better way, how to present in a better way. I want to learn how the experts see our field. I want to learn how to publish paper. I want to learn how to give a better speech. I want to learn how to be confident. And all these feedbacks are really important. So while, of course, I have emotions, but don't push all these emotions aside. These are all valid. I'm a human. But at the same time, I should not allow all these negative feelings to stop me from pursuing my dream. So every time I break down, I remind myself I'm a human. It's fine to make mistakes, just like today. But I need to remember what the reason I'm standing here today. So I managed to finish my PhD within 3 years, and I'm so proud of myself. So this is what I call, thank you, and this is what I call, you need to check your intention, especially when you experience very intense emotions. So just to sum up what I've shared today, yes, we are not immune to struggles and difficulties, and sometimes we might feel very intense emotions, and eventually all this will become negative past experience that might hinder us to move forward in the future. But I just want to reassure you that there are ways that we can change how our past impact us through these 3 simple tips, which is to change the meaning, to find a way to change the meaning of our past experience, to learn what we can learn from our past experience, and of course, to check our intention. And if you are struggling in your life, these are the 3 questions you can ask yourself. So, how can I change the meaning of my past experience? What are the chances that I missed that I can learn from all this experience? And lastly, is my action and also my thinking and planning now aligned with what my intention is? And is it aligned with where I want to go? Or whether is where I want to go really suitable for me? So sometimes, even after you finish reflecting, you might feel that you still struggle. But I just would like to encourage you, don't feel ashamed to seek help from your friends and family, or even the professional. Because no one can solve every problem by yourself. You need people around you, and there is always a better way. You just need to continue to search. So it's not about how dark it's not about how dark your beginning may seem, but there is always a way to rewrite your story. Yes, we cannot predict or control our future, but what you are thinking today, planning, and also your action today will greatly affect your tomorrow. And while it's always not about where you have been, but it's about where you are going and who you are becoming along the way. Yes, it might seem very cliche, right? Everybody has been saying this, but this is real. Because it's not about what happened to you, but what happened within you. Thank you for your attention.